What's up? This is Ryan.
And this is Michael. Welcome to All Day Unpacked.
Holy shit.
Fuck, yeah. I mean, damn. Like,
Wow.
yeah, there's a lot of shit flying around right now.
It's
It,
going down.
it is. Like, the week one, like this playbook stuff, it's like a full time job. I mean, it is, there's a bunch of challenges to manage. You got to change. Yeah. So that was crazy. And then now we find out this is going to be like an every week type thing. Like, there's a week two
Yeah.
playbook challenge starting up already.
I think it
It is,
might be a little bit easier now that we've actually been through one. The second one
yeah.
should, it's you know what you're doing a little bit more, but that first one it was like I thought I was going to lose my job because I was spending so much time trying to figure out this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think like you said, it'll probably get easier. But man, it's just with like selling moments and trying to figure out who's up and who's down and like keeping track of players. It's a lot. I mean, but in a way, it's kind of awesome because it's like this is what people were wanting, and now it's here. So
Right.
it's it is the excitement is here. The moments are being burned. The floor is lava. I mean,
Yes.
dude, like we had 2 weeks ago, we had $3 moments, and now
We sat here and thought moments might be going to like $3, $2 and
they were at $3 or $4, right?
right,
mean,
but
yeah,
I mean
they
it
were.
looked like they were heading to the floor. It looked like they were
Yeah,
going to like we were going to have $1 moments, and all day just took that ship and just turned it around and said, "Why don't you go that way instead?" And I like A+ because man, they
yeah,
really just like they got to burn in moments, and the floor is up. And yeah, it's football season, so like they're hitting the right time. This is prime time, but man, to see these moments, like I mean, it's like what is it? It's almost about to be $9 as a floor right now, right?
yeah. So just before we hopped on here, I was checking out the floor, and there's a guy like Blake Lynch where there's probably like a good 10 or 20 $8 moments, but most of the moments that are $8, it's just like one or two moments that are $8. I
Sure.
would say it's gotten down. There's probably only about five or six players with like a good quantity of $8 moments. I'm saying that, we tweeted earlier that $10 floor is where it's at. I still feel like that $10 floor is where it's going to be.
Yep.
$9 floor, I would say tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow, day after could be the day we see a $9 floor, which
Right.
is crazy because we were scooping up $3, $4 moments 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So, I
So
mean, I
so
remember
here's
when
my
yeah,
so here's my
go ahead.
question is so we burn moments this time. So everybody burns them, the price goes up. Now in week 3, do they throw it out there again and say, "Hey, you want to do the challenge?" I mean, like I wonder how far they go with burning moments. I know that they had a set amount that they wanted to burn, but do they
Yeah.
just keep going until people just say, "No, we're not." I mean, that's kind of like almost like
Well,
that's almost a
so
strategy right there.
yeah, it is. And what I think is going to happen though is people are going to get wise and stop burning season one moments and start burning season two moments because there's
Sure.
probably going to be a lot more of them. So I think right now it's like I think they're doing a great job. If I were all day, if I could get my floor up to like $12, I would say that's my sweet spot because I know it's going to dip down back to 10. So I would try to get that floor up to like $12. Let that ride, and I mean, if you think about it, and maybe I'm being conservative because the if you buy a normal 3 moment pack, it was $60. So the
Mm-hmm.
floor of a moment should be for a floor for just a generic moment should be like in that $15 to $20 range. So
Agreed.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just keep doing it until it gets to that $15 to $20 range because if there's anything we've learned from Top Shot, it's you don't want, like they're just saying fuck that $1 shit. We
Right.
are focused on, having like quality moments and for this user base. And I don't know, I gotta say I kind of like it. Like I kind
Yeah.
of, it's like it's a little bit more exclusive in that it probably, keeps some people out of the market who would buy if they could
Yeah.
get $3 and $4 moments. And we've talked about like, does this open up to kids and that probably keeps them out of it unless they've got, parents that are willing to front them a bunch of money. But
Right. Well, I mean, they could
for
have gotten
me
they
as a personal collector, it's like, yeah, I feel like this is probably good for the environment.
Yeah, I think, I mean, hey, season 1, it doesn't have to be the same as season 2 or season 3 or season 4. So it's like maybe they make it more exclusive, and as the fan base starts to roll in, then maybe they can start to roll out more moments. But why do it if you don't have the fan base yet? Why throw
Right.
out all
Well,
these moments? And it's like, and I feel like it's almost our duty to burn these moments right now because it's like we have the chance they're giving it to us. It's like if we choose not to burn them and cash out instead, it's like we're not even doing our duty. And it's like I feel like the whole community is burning. So,
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
where it's
if
at.
you think about it, there was about 5,000 people, 5 to 7,000 people who participated in the challenge. So that means that they burned 5 to 7,000 people burned 5 moments each. So that's 35,000 moments that got burned.
Just
and
gone.
And for week 2, there's probably gonna be another 30 to 35,000 moments burned. So you spread that out. That is a big chunk of some of these, like, again.
That's a lot of Tershawn Whartons, man.
Yeah, it is a lot of Tershawn Whartons. I mean, but you know what? We discovered it's not like they incentivize certain things, and people were burning Jamar Chase. Like, we got some responses on the YouTube and on the Twitter that people were like, "Hey, I'm gonna burn this for sure $100 moment for a chance at a rare or a legendary." I'd be curious to see. I got my 4th and goal pack, and I can say I did not get a rare or a legendary. I just got more commons. But
that's funny that you got a 4th and goal. I got a 4th and 31 pack because I mean it was like, it was terrible. But maybe some of them worked out. I don't know. There was some Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there were some good moments that came out. That Aaron Rodgers common was. I think that's a great one.
It was a $50 moment though. So to burn, you could have sold a Jamar Chase or a Josh Allen and bought 2 Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. So. Again, I don't. Maybe I'm just being. Maybe I'm being like fiscally conservative on the moment front. I mean, I did burn my pack because it was like I had an easy choice. I had like Dearness Johnson and like a couple other
who's probably like a $15 moment now, but
now he's probably up to $10. But at the time he was like $4. So it was an easy choice for me. But it's crazy how much things have changed over the last 2 weeks now.
Well, let's dive into the market. Let's you got the browser you can bring up here and maybe like take a look at some moments and kind of see what's popping here. Because man, it feels like this is changing. Like every day I wake up and it's something different. It just keeps rising and I'm just like wow. And it's just all the challenges, the Rumble challenges, all this intermixed together, and it's like you got yourself a stew.
You do got yourself a stew. Look right. Here's kind of what I'm talking about. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3. What's more here? So there, look at this. It has literally gone down in the time from before we started this video. In the time we've been filming this video now, we're down to 5. Now there's only 20 players with $8 moments. It was like 26 when we started this video. Now it's down to 20. And I'm going to show you that some of these guys, they're not, again, I'll probably pick the one where there's a bunch. So yeah, see, like a Cyril Grayson, there's a ton of him.
Okay.
But we're getting down to the last like 20 guys who have, these $8 moments. Like we're not far from a $9 floor. Like once these $8 get, these $8 ones get bought up, then it's $9 and then it's up from there. So it's let's take a look here. Yeah, so most of these are okay. So I think what happened was the six that I was saying, the 6 that kind of disappeared were the ones where they were just like 1 or 2, and now we're down to like the 20 moments where this is it. These are like the last 20 that are selling for $8 a piece, and then it's up to 9 from there. It's absolutely crazy.
But you'd have to spend $40 to burn 5 moments at this point. I mean, which is kind of pricey.
It is, but I'll tell you, the reason this is happening is if you think about it, there are people out there who probably own the base set, right? All the commons.
Sure.
And if you own that, you've got 95% of all the players that have been released. There's, on the offensive side, there's a few, right? There's like Dalvin Cook, Dallas Goedert. There's a few guys who only have rares or legendaries.
Sure.
But most of them have a common. And so you're probably going to be able to participate in the challenge and get 100 yards. Because if you miss on one because it's a rare legendary only, you just pass on those 15 yards and you get the other 100 yards. Then you're still going to get the pack. So yeah, so you're fine with burning $40 to get a guaranteed rare of the new season. So those people probably have no problem buying these $8 moments to burn versus people who are maybe having to spend another I mean, who knows? Like we saw Gabriel Davis go to $100. We saw Russell Wilson go to $100. Like we saw
over $100.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen players have tremendous price increase over the last bit. And what's really interesting to me is if you look over the last 7 days, we used to see like a player would go all the way up, and then the challenge would hit, the challenge would end, and the player would drop all the way down.
Yeah.
And it's not happening now. Like Gabriel Davis is a great example. He was a $20 moment, $24 moment, went all the way up to 100, and then he dropped back down to like 30. But he's been steadily increasing now. He's up at like the $40 range now.
That's crazy.
And I'll pull him up to make sure, but I'm telling you, I saw him. He was at like 40, I want to say. Yeah, 42 is his low ask now. So this guy, again, he's almost doubled now. Yeah. Even though he had like this tremendous jump up and then come back down, but he's actually pretty far up now over where he was like, 10, 12 days ago.
How about the Justin Herbert common? I mean, I know that there's a Thursday night game coming up. People are anticipating, but wow, what a jump. I mean, that was a low 30,
yeah,
$20 moment, and now it's what,
74.
That is, yeah, that's terrific.
Yeah, it makes you wish you had a few more, doesn't it?
I know. I mean, there's so many of these that you wish you saw them before, and you're just like, I mean, I don't think anybody saw this coming the way it's actually happened. I mean, I thought we thought there would be a boost, but not like this.
Yeah. I mean, look, even Russell Wilson, who was up over 100, now that challenge is passed, he's still at 83. These prices aren't dropping back down like they were before. People are like saying, because they're holding on, they're saying, look, there's going to be, again, like with Justin Herbert, the Chargers play primetime Thursday, so why would you want to sell? So we're not going to see a lot of people selling these moments when they're going to be used every week in and out. So.
Well, that kind of leads me to the Rumble contest, and I kind of wonder if people are holding on to these because they want to keep these guys in their lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are playing in the Rumble?
I want to say it was like over 7,000 entries in the Rumble this week. So that right there tells you if you think about a common moment that has 10,000, and no one has all 10,000 available. Some are still hidden, some are burned, some are still like kind of not released to the public.
Correct.
So that means that there are people out there trying to create these entries that probably don't have some of these players. So it is a interesting time in that the demand is now probably exceeding the supply.
Yes. I wonder how many new people are actually getting into this space, though. Like you kind of wonder, is it just this influx of people and now they're just all, trying to get these moments, or is it just that many people are actually like buying that many more moments?
Yeah, I mean, we probably would have to look at.
I'm sure we can look into it
and track the number of accounts to see how much it's growing.
Yes.
And look at if that. I don't know if they track that over time, but I'm sure we could probably do a little work to.
Well, you could just look at the total. Yeah.
So, it's interesting though. It's certainly like the landscape of this has drastically changed. But I think the big thing is like, how are they going to handle? Like this is going to be a great season, right? And everybody's gonna, have all these moments. But I wouldn't be surprised if like around week 16, some of the people who want to get out start exiting a week or two early and selling off all their, commons and challenge cards and that, or moments because they, after and I guess the playoffs too. But after that,
sure, there's
going to be a pretty, there's going to be a pretty heavy, I don't want to say crash, but things are going to come back down to earth. So it's hard when there's so much excitement and all these free packs flying around and all these incentives right now. It makes you want to buy when the market's high, but the real opportunity to buy some of these moments and the new season moments is going to be, kind of in the dead of like March, April, May, June. June was like the dead month, like that May-June dip that we saw last year. Probably going to see something similar just because that's, like football's worn off, nothing really exciting, draft's over, and it's like kind of just that lull where it was dead. So but that seems like forever away if you're, excited about buying
a long ways away
football moments.
Yeah. And what about let's talk quickly about injuries. As far as what is it, Elijah Mitchell? is his last name,
Yep.
I believe.
Mitchell.
Let's go to the moments that are the most down.
So yeah, we'll pull up Mitchell. His rookie debut moment, which was up in like probably a 40 or 50 range.
I don't think it ever saw. Yeah, I don't. Well, it was 50% down at one point. I don't think it ever saw like anything lower than like. I mean, if you look at the overall chart, 25 is in the range of the lowest it's ever been. So you can see what a guy being out for. So go to the. I mean, look at that. That's he gets injured. He's not even out for the season.
No, he's out for 8 weeks.
But you can see what that will do to a moment. Zach Wilson's only out for 4 weeks, but his moment was getting in the 20s. I mean, think about week 5 rolls around and Zach Wilson's back. I mean, I don't see a lot of foresight by some of these buyers, because it's like, I mean, I could be wrong.
But people don't have unlimited funds, right? So if I'm sitting here and there's Zach Wilson for $35 and Justin Herbert for $35, what's the better buy, right? And so people,
if you can find Justin Herbert for $35, let me know.
But they did, and that's what I'm saying is that they were rough. There was a point where they were roughly the same price. The Herbert Common and the Zach Wilson rookie were the same price, and people just flocked to. Right, but what I'm saying is once Wilson got hurt, he lost utility in a lot of spaces, in challenges, in Rumble, and all that, and so you saw people say, okay, I'm not going to buy this, I'm going to buy this. And so you saw like what happened. So I mean,
understand.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just saying, I get that people want it now, but I mean, I think the idea is that, somebody like, hang on.
What happened?
I was watching an interview with Sean Payton, and it just decided to start. So I heard Sean Payton jump on the mic. Nonetheless, Zach Wilson will be back. It's not just Zach Wilson. I saw, Daniel Jones was floating around $6. Now is a $20-some moment. Jameis Winston, $20-some moment.
Well, that's because some of these challenges aren't about the player being the best, right? It's like anybody who scores a touchdown, and it's like
correct.
You think about like Jameis Winston. He is like he is a touchdown machine. Like he is not. You don't necessarily want him for like you may not love him as a quarterback, but the guy always puts up points. He always creates excitement. I mean, he does those kind of things.
Correct. So who else do we have down here? Just out of curiosity, are you going back?
I'm just going to take off legendaries because they fluctuate so much in price.
Right.
But Elijah Mitchell is our number one loser right now.
Yep.
Whitworth
People who
is
have
down.
retired.
Yep. Marlon Davidson down big. We talked about the defensive challenge a few weeks ago. And I think people are starting to give up on that. I mean, we're seeing like some of these prices start to return back to normal. But it feels like that might not happen because I think everybody sees like these playbooks every week. But we know that they're not going to be the same every week. We know, for instance, like that Rams ring is going to be part of a challenge at some point. So I would assume like, I would really love to see this week a focus on defensive players.
I think you're going to see that.
I don't know. I feel like maybe not in week 2. I feel like they're going to kind of go like offense, defense, like kind of a 3-to-1 ratio, maybe a 2-to-1. I don't know if we'll see defense
my thought
right
is,
now.
why can't they take why can't they just make like an offensive side and a defensive side for the afternoon slate? Why do they got to make it like just offensive for one slate? I mean, mix it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be like this certain, by the book way of doing it.
I think they're trying to keep excitement with like known players, and like let's be honest, right? Most people don't know like the defensive side as well as they know the offensive side, right? So
get to know the defense,
right? But that's just it. Is like I don't know, So we'll see. I mean, I'm interested. Like I'm obviously I love football. I will, do challenges if they're offense, defense, or special teams. Bring it on. Like I love it. So. I'm fine with that, but I don't know if you look across the thousands of people doing this, what's their appetite for like individual defensive players, right? Who knows, who knew that Michael Walker had a sack last week for Atlanta, and things like that. I mean, that was one of the moments. They did incorporate a little defense.
Right.
I think they'll probably continue to do that, but I would love to see like a kind of a shift where it's like 60% defense and 40% offense where there's a little bit more focus.
right. Let me pitch something to you, right? Like, how about they
Yep.
do the like let's say Chargers Chiefs game. Okay, they say the top passer, the top rusher, the top receiver, and you have to have one player on the defensive side from each team. That's it.
Yeah, and that's what they did do. They did something very similar to that in the Cowboys uh, Tampa game. You had to
Right.
have, yeah. And so I think they'll continue to do those things.
Right.
But I guess what I'm saying is like, I think, so like instead of taking like that kind of one-off game, I would take like the Sunday slate, right? The Sunday morning and after, or the afternoon games of Sunday, and
Yeah.
just say, have someone who registers a tackle, a fumble recovery, a fumble forced, an interception, sack, like those kind of things, and see if you couldn't do a challenge that way. Now I know you run
Yeah.
the risk of maybe no one, none of the minted moments do those things, and
Mhm.
in that case it would just be, have a team of someone who did or something. I don't know, but I'm just
Sure.
saying, it's like I feel like they could do something like that.
That leads me to my next thing, and I feel like team moments. I feel like they got to do something. I mean, this is the perfect time to say, have 5 winners of the team moments. Like,
Yeah,
five
team
five
moments,
games for your Sunday slate. Have 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. I mean, that should be a
winners.
staple.
Yeah,
You
I
want to
agree.
drive, like, I feel like if you look in like the charts, like the team moments, they're not flying off I mean, certain ones are, but the team moments are dropping. And if there's one thing that we've learned about all day is that when certain sectors are slipping, they always find a way to bump those sectors. And I feel like maybe that we could see the team moments this week or next week.
I mean,
That's
I
my
think
my guess.
it feels like what they should do is probably like try a bunch of different things the first 4 weeks and see what people respond to, right? So
Sure.
they tried like the traditional offensive stuff. Try like a team moment, see how the Discord reacts, see how people tweet about it, like see what the sentiment is, and then figure out what your fan base wants. So I hope that's what they're gonna do. I mean, obviously it's
Yeah.
week 2, so I'm not gonna get all bent out of shape. But speaking of people getting bent out of shape in week 2, look at the Rams moments. Like, I mean, you want to talk about overreactions? The Rams went up against a really good Bills team, and I think look at this. People have already written the Rams off. Leonard Floyd down 28.5%. Stafford down 22%, Jalen Ramsey down 22%, Higbee down 21%.
Yeah.
Like it blows my mind the overreactions to it is week 1. I mean,
Okay, but let's
I'm
put
not
this in
saying
perspective.
the Rams
yeah.
are going back to the Super Bowl.
No, but
it
let me
was-
just say
yeah.
one thing, and that
Sure.
is that if people are willing to burn $100 moment to get a legendary, then why wouldn't they give up on the Rams in week 1? I mean, I'm just
Yeah, and I'm just saying to you that like my strategy, I love it. Like I'm not complaining.
I do too.
Like don't get me wrong. I'm just like thank you for the opportunity to go
Yes.
pick up quality players at a better price.
Yes.
Like same thing with like you see like Mac Jones is down. I'm a little bit more like I think the Patriots have like longer term issues, so I'm not as hot on Mac Jones. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's like gonna light the world on fire. But
Sure.
it's crazy to see Dak Prescott down for his injury. Obviously,
Yes.
he's out for a while, so that
Yeah.
makes sense. But I mean, if you
he was
believe
down
in
to
a player,
$21.
if you believe in a player, now's the time. Like
Yes.
go get get him. Like this is Matthew Stafford's debut moment, and it's $35.
Mm-hmm.
It's on sale. It's 22% off. It's
Yeah.
on sale right now. Go get it. Like if you
Right.
don't have it, go get it. Same thing with Jalen Ramsey. His debut is a legendary. You're not gonna. I mean, if you got legendaries, great. That's that you're part of a very select few. But if you're not a legendary person, like there is a Jalen Ramsey his first year mint, and it's on sale, $14.
Yep.
That's one of the greatest corners of all time. Yeah, has he had 2 bad games in a row? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
is this it? Is this the end of him? Probably not.
No. Yeah, I feel like Aaron Rodgers' comment came out. Had Aaron Rodgers thrown for like 3 touchdowns and just lit up the Vikings, I think we'd be doing a different story right now. I think that would not be a $50 moment that has kind of carried into a $60 moment. That would have shot up to $70 or $80 right away.
It is up to 70.
But it took time. It sat at $50 for quite some time.
I think people aren't going to panic about Aaron Rodgers just because the same thing happened to him last season. They went out and they like laid an egg against New Orleans week 1, and then they turned it around. I mean, they got the Bears. They own the Bears. They will
Right.
destroy the Bears just per usual, and everybody will be back to normal. Aaron Rodgers will be back. He'll be up to like $90 by Monday. So I'm not worried about like that at all. I think the people are more worried about the Rams just because they aren't in this, they aren't there every single year. Stafford's only
They
been
just won the Super Bowl.
I know, but that was Stafford's first year. So it's like people don't necessarily like have the faith in the Rams like you do. Aaron Rodgers has been good year after year after year after year. Yeah, the Packers never win the Super Bowl, but they're always in the playoffs. They're always competing. Aaron Rodgers is always putting up crazy numbers. The Rams, they haven't been consistently good. So I think that's why you see people panicking.
Got it. Well, I mean, the Patriots consistently put up good numbers, and they're panicking on Mac Jones.
Yeah, I think it's more about the coaching there. I mean, not to get too deep into the weeds here, but like they don't have an offensive coordinator. The guys running the offense are like Matt Patricia and the other guy, I forgot his name now, but it's like that's not who you want running your offense. Like something's kind of smelly over there, and I don't know exactly what's going on, but they need to figure their stuff out.
They always figure it out. They're always kind of bad for the first couple of weeks, and then they always seem to figure it out.
Yeah, they will. I'm sure they will. But again, it's, you look across like what's down, and I see a lot of Rams.
I see a lot of retired players.
I see some retired players.
I see
Brady. Brady's rare is down a little bit, 729. That's a pretty decent drop, which surprised me.
I think maybe because it's officially done now. That wasn't his last touchdown. Like now that's a final thing in the ground.
Yep.
That lost some value, I think.
True. No, that's a fair point. And then the guy who's down that surprised me a little bit was Tua. So the Dolphins went out and played really well. Tua played all right. He had some nice throws. I mean, you already knew he wasn't going to light the world on fire, but surprised that his debut moment went down. I'd be curious to see what his common did.
It's not that high. I think it's in the 30s.
Is it up or down, though?
I think it's up slightly, but not
huge. It's up a lot. It's up 47%
over
the last 7 days.
Yeah, but look at how much it is.
28. But that's not a debut moment. So that's a decent price for Tua. Tua is not like
quarterback.
This isn't. Here's the thing: how many people are going to start Tua in their fantasy league? Not many, right? Not unless he starts performing like more. So,
right.
Tell you what, you want to know who improved their stock this week?
Who's that?
You're not going to like this one.
Justin
My boy
Fields.
Carson Wentz. Up 130%. Carson Wentz, and I'm going to say it, we made a lot of jokes about, we're sitting on some Carson Wentz. I didn't burn him. I kept him. They're up to $23 now.
Let me tell you something. You're going to be burning those moments when it's all said and done.
I probably will. But I just had to point out that Carson Wentz.
Go ahead and hang on to this video clip and see how it sounds in about.
Let's see how this
weeks.
ages.
Yeah.
You know what? I think Carson Wentz is not. I don't think he's like a top tier quarterback, but I think he's better. Like people thought he was just like the 32nd quarterback. I think he's better. Like he's a good, like a solid NFL starter. He's not gonna he's a good. I would say he's like a step up from a game manager. Like you just let him. He's in a good place where he's at. So I think being on that Washington team's a great place for him.
Sure.
So let's check on a couple other quarterback situations. Lamar Jackson sitting at 78. So he's up a little bit. He was getting close to 80 again, but didn't.
How about
Here's
Joe
a guy
Burrow?
I want to check on.
Joe Burrow being so far down.
Actually, let's just do this. Let's just drop that out.
QB. Yeah. See, my thing is, like you're talking about confidence with Aaron Rodgers, but why is Joe Burrow down then? And if you look at Josh Allen, well, no, Josh Allen's got 2 moments. That's why.
Yeah. So Joe Burrow is down to $76 because they didn't play well. I mean,
but I'm saying that is the trend that I am seeing. And we talked about this a long time ago. If somebody doesn't play well, we're gonna see things on sale, and I love it because these are buying opportunities.
Yeah,
It's like
Where
great
is
joke.
our boy? Let's see. Kyler Murray's down. That's no surprise. Hurts is down a little bit. That's his rare though, not his debut.
Yes,
So
that's a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do debuts. Let's put that badge on. Let's keep it. Well, no, I don't want to do that because then we're gonna lose like some of the. So Zach Wilson's actually he's at 36. Right. He's down a little bit, but he got down lower than that. I want to say he got in the 20s, right?
Yeah, 29.
I was gonna say I think I picked up Zach Wilson for $28, but I might be maybe it was 29, but yeah. Lawrence is at 36, so he's sitting about the same where he was. Oh, I guess down a little bit, but I guess he got up to 38. The Mahomes Commons are up pretty big, if I remember right.
And they should be.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's he just doesn't stop. I think I said that I thought he might have an off year, and
oops. You're eating that.
I think I might have just been hoping. Yeah, 82 and 76 for those. Yeah, he's doing. Oh my goodness, look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' debut moment's up to $60.
See, that would be an overreaction in the other direction. In my opinion.
I don't think so, man. I think we talked about him before. I think this guy.
They played the Lions.
I know. I think the Lions are better than people give him credit for too. But I think Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles win that division. I mean, you think about it. It's going to come down to Eagles and Washington. I mean, Dallas is done. They looked horrible with Dak Prescott, and now they're without him. They're done.
Yeah, the Cowboys are a joke. No offense to the Cowboy fans out there, but
Oh, there's a lot of them. You're going to hear about that now. You shouldn't have said that.
we can cut that out.
Yeah, you might want to cut that one out. But look at this. Yeah, Tannenhill's up $34 for his debut moment. That's
huge because he was like $12 moment.
He was 14, I think it was that or something.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. 14.
Yeah, that's criminal. I mean, look, I know he's not like the sexiest pick, but he's better. He was better than a $14 moment. So he's getting up like in the realm of where these other quarterbacks are. He's now more where he should be.
And I picked up a Daniel Jones a week ago for $7.
Yeah.
And it's like, look at it now.
I know you told me, and I didn't listen to you. I was like, nah.
But again, it's just like, did we really anticipate that these guys would take off? I mean, again, I see that, you're talking about Tua being up, and no, he's up 47%. So why is Daniel Jones up 100-some%, but Tua is not?
I mean,
probably because he was so cheap.
Yeah, I mean think about the floor raised. I mean, Daniel Jones was less than the floor is now.
Right.
So, here's a guy, and I know this is your guy, so I'm not going to take credit for this. This is your call. But this guy right here, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, he looked kind of a little shaky. I mean, first of all, playing in a monsoon is you can't really judge a quarterback based on that. But this could be a sneaky good value right now. A little bit of a risk.
There's nothing sneaky about it. How about this? Let me just give you a scenario. Right. The Dallas Cowboys are on the phone, and guess what? We want Jimmy Garoppolo because we suck ass right now.
Yeah.
And so you send Jimmy Garoppolo down to the Cowboys, and then guess what? Then you check Own the Moment, and all of a sudden you see 120% Jimmy Garoppolo's up. Wow. Yeah. How the hell did that happen?
You want to know?
Even before he sets a foot on the field,
right?
His value will be through the roof.
Yeah. Well, yeah, speculation. But I'm telling you right now, if I'm Dallas, that's not who I'm making the call for. The guy I'm making a call for,
Gardner Minshew.
Right, no, Tyler Huntley, man. This guy, I know preseason doesn't mean anything, but he did play in some regular season games. This guy's impressive, man. I think this guy is a starting quarterback in the NFL in the next few years. He just happens to be behind Lamar Jackson, so it's going to be hard to get playing time right now. But I don't know. This guy was really accurate in the preseason, which, I mean, look, preseason, whatever. But if you're an accurate quarterback, you can move and you've got a strong arm, which he checks those boxes. I don't know. I just feel like this guy is if I were going to say, if there's one player on here that I thought was an interesting value pick, Tyler Huntley. $10? That's a...
I think it's actually, any quarterback, I think we've learned in the last week that any quarterback that's around in the $10 range, it's why not? Because somebody's going to get hurt.
I wouldn't Drew Lock. Drew Lock's $9, and that's...
Drew Lock's going to get a shot.
He is, but he's not going to do anything. So I mean, in my opinion, like I'm not
to say he's not, like, again, you just gave me the Jameis Winston scenario and said that he might not win you any games, but he can put up a lot of like numbers. So why
Drew
can't
Lock
Drew
doesn't
Lock
put up numbers? Drew Lock's like the kind of guy that you put in if you want to be in like a 1916 game and maybe stay competitive through it. You know, like he's not the kind of guy that's going to go out there and throw it around the field and just
well,
like,
I'll tell you what, his value would go from 9 to 20. You would double your money. Once he gets the start, once these guys go from just backup
once he
to
gets
start,
the start, what about Geno Smith, man? That dude, I mean, he's getting in dangerous territory of needing a moment. Like he played his ass off.
He did.
Yeah,
but he's got to do it more. What he's going to have to do it more than 1 week. But yes, I would not be surprised.
Russell Wilson coming back to Seattle.
He will get a moment come week 1. Like when they do the week 1, they're probably going to make sure that he does well in week 2, and then they're going to chop that moment and put it right out there.
Well, no, the week 1 moments are supposed to be dropping tomorrow and Friday. So
is it tomorrow and Friday?
Out. Well, they're supposed to be by Friday. I'm thinking a lot of people, like myself included, are hoping that they'll be here before Thursday, because it'd be really nice to know if, you know, there was some moments of people who you wanted to use in challenges to make sure you get them. So, like, you know, think about that. Like, especially if there's new debuts, it could change the challenge landscape.
How about this? Aren't the pack drops coming tomorrow? Isn't the from the first challenge?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They're supposed to be out by Friday.
Is it Friday?
Yeah, they're supposed to be delivered by Friday. So they may not be in time for the Thursday challenge.
So are they doing a new pack drop? Just like, hey, here's a pack drop. We're selling packs, or are they just doing the airdrop of the packs that people got from the challenge?
The only thing that's been confirmed is the airdrop of the packs that people got from the challenge.
Okay, I thought you were saying that there was new packs coming out, like to buy too.
No. I think my guess is that they're going to keep the moments of the week low enough that there's not going to be enough. Like, I don't think they're going to like make like a full, like, you know, there's not going to be like 50 moments or whatever there normally is. I think they're going to do like a small section, and then I think what they'll do is probably like at the end of like 3 or 4 weeks, they'll do like a pack you can buy with the same moments that you've been able to get through the airdrop.
Got it. So they'll kind of do like they did with that Josh Allen, Keenan Allen, Ezekiel Elliott drop, where they just kind of released a couple of them out into the wild, and then they just trickled them.
So be careful, because prices are going to be super inflated until the masses hit and the pack drops. But the interesting thing is like, especially if you want to complete a challenge and like it's some new rookie, and the only way to get that person because they scored a touchdown and you need him for the challenge is to overpay for him. So it's going to get interesting. It is going to get interesting.
Yes. All right. Well, I think we pretty much talked ourselves to death on this one.
Absolutely. I feel like we could keep going, unfortunately, but we'll give people a break.
Right. We'll shut it down here for tonight, but I think we will be back, especially with the pack drop. And as the playbook number 2 starts rolling out a little bit more, we'll jump into that. So we're going to bounce out of here. We'll catch you on the next episode. Check us out on Twitter, subscribe, like, do all the good stuff. We appreciate it. Peace.